Hello everybody and welcome back. We're continuing our look at the 7th grade level 2005 Gauss paper from the University of Waterloo. And we're all the way up to question number 23. Using an equal arm balance, if 4 squares balances 2 circles and 3 circles balances 2 triangles, which of the following would not balance? Not balance, that's a weird one. Usually they'd ask balance. So a lot of these have to balance this, but would not balance one triangle, one circle, one square. Okay. So, with a question like this, there's not a whole lot of math you can do to... You're not going to be able to do a whole bunch of calculations and then, bam, this has to be the answer. As opposed to... for example, we had a couple questions ago, a girl was buying a carpet and it was being discounted. We multiplied by 0.9 several times and eventually we got ourselves the answer. Okay, but with this one, there's not going to be, you do this calculation, you carry the 1, and so it's got to be circle, circle, star, or circle, circle, triangle, square, or whatever. Okay, we're given options. We're going to have to test these options. Now, it's up to us as to how we test them. And there's going to be some math involved. For example, if 4 squares balances 2 circles, then if you divide both sides by 2, we should be able to get 2 squares balances 1 circle, and we can maybe work a little bit from that. Okay? But we sort of still have to look at, okay, A. Let's consider A. Does A balance it? B. Let's consider B, and so on. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to casually read through A, B, C, D, and E and see if anything jumps out at us. So, A is exactly the same thing. So A is definitely not the right answer. B, how does B differ from this? Well, B differs from it in a circle is replaced by 2 squares. Does that work out? Well, we can do some math and calculate that out. C. So we still have a square and a circle, but we have another square and a circle, and those have replaced the triangle. Is that an equal balance? Well, does one triangle balance with a square and a circle? That's something we could use the information we're given to test. D. We've replaced a circle with a triangle, but other than that, it's the same. Now, I think... just reading that, D should be the one that doesn't balance, because for these two to balance, the only difference is a circle turned into a triangle. But we can tell right here, one circle does not balance with a triangle. You need a bit more than a circle to balance with a triangle. So I think D is the culprit, but we're going to show that in a bit. And E. So with E, we still have a circle and a square, but we have replaced one triangle with 3 squares. Okay. So A is automatically out because it clearly balances. We can even write some of the stuff down. And I suspect it's D. Okay. Now I can do a quick calculation to show whether or not it is D. Because we're told that 4 squares balances, so has the same weight as 2 circles. Divide by 2 on both sides, like I was talking about a little while ago. 2 squares is the same as a circle. We can use this information to replace circles by squares and squares by circles. Okay, we're also told that 3 circles is 2 triangles. Now this one isn't as helpful, but divide both sides by 2, and you need 3 halves of a circle to be equal to a triangle. But we'll leave some space for the others. But for D, we would need triangle, circle, square to be equal to triangle, triangle, square. So we would need circle to be equal to triangle. Not true. So D is going to be our answer. But let's take it in turn and show why any of the other ones aren't the answer. Because if for some reason we did some calculations and we did some comparisons and we thought B also didn't balance, then we'd have to stop and say, do I really understand the question? Okay, we might think we understand it. Okay? Many a time I've done a question and I've come to a conclusion. I said, I think this should be the answer. And I either didn't find my answer or found a couple others listed amongst the multiple choices, or I found a couple answers that also fit. And I thought, did I make an arithmetic error? Do I not understand what they're talking about? What has gone wrong? Because with these questions, with the CEMC's, Gauss's, and Pascal-Cayley Fermat, there's only one right answer for each of the five, or for each question. Out of the 5 possibilities, there's only one right one. So if we came and realized that B also didn't balance, then B would also be right, but we think D isn't right. Or we would think B is right, but we already sort of know that D shouldn't be right. So we do little checks like this if we have the time. That said, if you're confident, by all means move on, go to the next video, question 24. But we're gonna look at the other ones just to make sure that B balances, C balances, and E balances, okay? So getting back to it, what was B? B is 3 squares and 1 triangle. So what do we want? We want this. Okay, well, we remove equal weights from both sides. So what do we need? We need 1 circle to be equal to 2 squares. Well, 1 circle is equal to 2 squares, so this does balance. All right, what was C? 2 squares and 2 circles. So 2 squares and 2 circles. Let's eliminate the things that we already know equal each other. So now 1 triangle, does that equal a circle and a square? Well, a circle is 3 squares. Actually, probably a better way to do this would be change the square into half a circle. So this one also means that if we divide by 2 again, 1 square is half a circle. So this is 1½ circles. So this is 3/2 circles. And yeah, that is true. So this balances. And the last one, this is the one that had like a ton of squares, as I recall. I think that was it. Yeah, 4 squares and 1 circle. Cancel out the things that we do know balance. Triangle equal to 3 squares, but we almost wrote that a little while ago, so if C balances, E should balance. But let's show this again. 1 square is equal to half a circle. So this is going to be 3/2 a circle, which is true. So this one balances as well. So it really is only D that doesn't balance. And depending on how quick you are to understand the information presented with what balances, 3 circles balances with 2 triangles, and depending on how quickly you read this, you might make the connection that D is the one that doesn't balance really, really quickly. Okay? But if it took you a little while, hey, that's okay. It's question 23. If it takes you a while to do any of the questions in part C, that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to slow you up because you got to earn those 8 marks. Okay? So, we've got 2 more questions to go. We're going to go on to question number 24, and I will see you guys for that one in the next video. Take care.